everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live. My new time. I think this is going to be my new permanent time. Wednesdays at 3 p.m. That seems to work pretty well. Kids are done with school, and I think it's going to work. So, plan on joining me every Wednesday at 3 p.m. right here. And I think this will be our new time. Okay, let's get all of our little housekeeping things out of the way. And then I have a really cute box to share with you guys. I cannot wait to share it with you. Okay, the deadline to sign up for Paper Pumpkin is coming up. You must sign up by Saturday the 10th if you want the special Joy to the World Christmas Paper Pumpkin. This is going to be a card kit. It's going to have 8 cards, 2 each of 4 each of 2 designs. And I'm really excited. I love their Christmas kits. So if you want their Christmas kit, you have to sign up by this Saturday the 10th. And then it is Blendtober. So for every $50 you purchase, I am giving you a set of blends. So there's no limit to how many you can earn. So if you spend $100, you can get 2 sets of blends. After you place your order in the online store, make sure you're using the host code. You must use the host code to qualify for the blends. Just send me an email letting me know what colors you want. The blends will ship in November, but just a really fun giveaway. I love our Stampin' blends, and this is a great way for you to stock up on a few colors for free. Okay, finally, we are in the middle of our Designer Series paper sale. So many different patterns. There are 15 different DSPs all on sale for 15% off. And that makes most of them under $10. The In Good Taste is over $10, but it is a specialty DSP. It's like a double pack of DSP. So it's a huge pack to begin with. But the rest of them are under $10, which is a phenomenal sale for our Designer Series paper. And I love them all. Okay. Are you guys ready to see the box today? I'm so excited. I just love this box. It is so cute. Okay, so from the ribbon, can you guys see? Like there are spiders all over the ribbon. I think you can see it better on the back. Spiders on the ribbon to this fantastic tag. I just love it. So we're going to make the box. We're actually going to do the box part first, and then we'll get to all the stamping. So let's start with the box. And let's talk about all the supplies we're going to use first. So I'm actually pulling in a bunch of stuff from a bunch of different places for this one. So for the big label here and our main stamp set, I'm using the Celebration Tidings Bundle. This is in our mini catalog right now. These dies are fantastic. You can see how giant they are. They are huge. I am using this one. This is the second smallest size. This is the size we're using today. But they have so many different cute things. There's little spiders, there's hearts, there's these little, they're like decorative corners you can put in the corners. They're very cute. And then little sprigs. So fantastic die set. But the stamp set is great too because it is a year-round stamp set, at least through October to February, so half a year round. But you have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's all in this one stamp set, and then you're going to get year-round use out of these dies for sure. So make sure to put this on your wish list, the Celebration Tidings Bundle. Now, I'm also using, this is the little treat box dies. The only die I'm using in here is this little spider die. But you can see there's so much detail to his little body, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but I've already die cut him. I've done all the die cutting ahead of time to save some time, but he is, I'm not going to say spiders are cute, but he is probably the cutest spider I've ever seen. But so this is the only die we're actually using from this little treat box dies. If you have another spider die, if you have spider embellishments, they'll work just as well too. And then I am bringing in my Harvest Hellos stamp set, and of course if you use Harvest Hellos, you've got to use the Apple Builder Punch. So we're actually making a pumpkin today and not an apple, but I love this stamp set. So we're using this. This is in the annual catalog. The punch is in the annual catalog. Okay, so let's get to our actual box, and then we're going to do all the stamping. So I'm going to pull out my Simply Scored, and we are going to do some scoring. Now my cardstock for the box is 6 by 8.5. You probably could tweak the measurements a little bit and get it down to 5.5 by 8.5 if you wanted to get two per sheet of cardstock, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm not planning on making a ton of these, and So I'm not worried about getting only one per cardstock. Okay, so we're actually going to start on the 6-inch side, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch, and then at 1 1/4, and then at 4 3/4. So on the 6-inch side, 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 4 3/4, and I'll put all the measurements in the video description, and this will be on my blog tomorrow morning. Now we're going to turn it so that 1/2 inch strip is at the top. You want that 1/2 inch strip at the top because we're going to make some little marks. So make sure 1/2 inch strip is at the top on the 8 1/2 inch side, and we are going to score at 2 3/4, 4, 6 3/4, and 8. Now we're going to go in and mark on a couple places here. We're going to mark at 3 3/8, and I'm only marking down to that first score line. So once you get to that first 1/2 inch score line, stop, and then you're also going to do that at 7 3/8. So just stop at that 1/2 inch score line. Okay, so that is all of our scoring. Well, that's all for now. And we're going to do a little bit of stamping on here before we do any folding. You could do the stamping before you put the box together, or before you do all the scoring, but I like to know where I'm stamping. So I'm going to pull in the little spider. This spider is from that Celebration Tidings stamp set. We're using this little spider stamp, and I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape Ink. This is just going to be tone on tone, and so I am basically just going to stamp in this center area, in this long area, because I'm going to go up a little bit on the top here where it's going to be like the handle, but I'm not going to worry too much about the sides right here or the bottom. But I'm just going to go around and stamp my little spider all over. Make sure to turn him so it doesn't look like he's just going in one direction. You can even turn him upside down, have him crawling from the top. Ugh. I'm not a fan of spiders, but this little guy is pretty cute. All right, just keep going. You could do this with a larger stamp. If you were making a ton of these and you wanted to get it done quickly, you could definitely do this with a larger stamp. But this little spider is so cute and perfect for Halloween. So that's really all I'm going to do. So the bottom I'm not going to do at all, and then these little top sections I didn't really do too much of. All right, as long as we have this little spider stamp set up, we're going to stamp our ribbons. I showed you how that ribbon had spiders all over it, so we're going to stamp our ribbons. So where did my ribbon go? Oh my, okay, we're just gonna have to cut another piece. I don't know where the ribbon went. I had it all pre-cut and everything. Okay, this is the Playing with Patterns ribbon. This is the Purple Posy one. It comes in a combo pack. These are the other two you get in the combo. You get a Night of Navy one and a Coastal Cabana one, which I love. I love this whole ribbon pack. So we are going to, okay, I'm just gonna have to cut off a bunch of this. I honestly don't know where it went. I was all prepped. I'm so proud of myself. All right, but we're using the Purple Posy one from that pack, and I am just going to take this ribbon, and we're going to do the same thing that we just did to our box, and I'm just going to stamp the ribbon. Just take our little spider and stamp him all the way down. Make sure you turn him on here too, just so you get a bunch of different areas of the spider all over. Just keep moving your ribbon down. I keep looking around for that ribbon. I honestly, it's such a mystery. I don't know where it went. Mystery. Okay, keep going. The spider stamping is the longest part of this. And you could always just skip this if you had some other coordinating ribbon. You could skip this if you didn't like it, but I think the spider ribbon is actually so cute, and I think it adds so much to the project. So I'm gonna turn it this way. Just gonna keep going, and I'm probably gonna have too much ribbon, which is probably one reason this is taking so long, but it's okay. We are almost to the end, guys. But I love it. I love this pattern ribbon, and you can use this technique on any ribbon. Our ribbon from the Flowers for Every Season would be really good. We have that big thick white ribbon. you could change that to stamp that to anything you wanted. Okay, I'm gonna set my purple ink aside for now. That is all with our spider. We're done with our spider. Let me show you this ribbon. Isn't it cute? With all those spiders on it. I'm gonna move my grid paper out of the way. All right, so let's move our ribbon out of the way. We're just gonna let that dry off to the side while we finish our box. So grab a bone folder. We're gonna fold on all the score lines. And don't worry about those little tiny marks we made on those little, oh, there's no score line there. Don't worry about those little tiny marks. We're going to come back to those in just a minute. And there's not a lot of trimming on this box. I don't think I showed you guys. It's like a milk carton closure. There's like a, it closes like a milk carton, which is really cute. So we're gonna actually fold this one back the other way. Okay, we are gonna do just a tiny bit more scoring. This is really quick. I'm gonna grab a ruler and my stylus. And what you're going to do is from the bottom of that mark you made, you're going to score just a triangle from this angle down to that angle. So if I fold it like this, so we have that mark we made in the middle, and we're just gonna score diagonally from this corner to that angle, to the score line, from this corner to that score line. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and that's just going to help our milk carton box go together with those little triangle sides. And we're gonna do the same thing on this one. Okay, so from that corner, there we go. And that is it. So just give those a little press back and forth. You don't have to burnish them too much. Just make sure that they'll be willing to cooperate when it's time. Okay, that is all our scoring. There's just a tiny bit of trimming on here. We are going to cut out this bottom corner. So we have our score lines on the top. I'm just going to cut out this bottom corner on this side. I'm going to cut up this score line, and I'm going to notch in on these squares. So I'm going to cut straight up the score line, and then on these little squares I'm just going to notch in, and that's just going to help our box go together just a little easier. Okay, so I'll lay this flat so you can see what it looks like, but that is all the trimming. So the only parts we trimmed were the bottom here. We took off this corner, and then we just notched in on our two little flaps here. Okay, we're going to use some Stampin' Seal Plus to put it together. So I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal Plus all along this 1/2 inch line right here. And then I'm going to figure out, so this is going to be our front piece. So I'm also going to flip it over to the inside and just put a little bit, 2 lines on our front piece. So we're going to line this up. Just make sure those score lines line up. Just like that. Perfect. And then we'll fold in the 2 square tabs, the back, and then the front. All right. I bet you guys are curious what goes in here. I didn't even tell you guys what fits in here. It fits in our little milk carton box, and then you can just push those sides in just like that. Isn't that cute? So in our little milk carton box, we have a little package of Oreos. It's like a little individual size. There's 2 Oreo cookies in here. They come in a big box. Perfect for Halloween, and that fits perfectly in our little box, just like that. So I am actually going to use my tear tape for this. I'm just going to put a line of adhesive just along the top right here, and this is just gonna hold it closed. We're gonna close it up like that, and that's just gonna hold it closed, just like that. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now, if you don't want somebody to have to rip your little milk carton open to get the candies inside, you could always, you don't have to seal it up. We are going to tie it with a ribbon, so you could leave it undone, and then they could, what is the word I'm looking for? Then they don't have to rip apart your box, is what I'm saying, I guess. But I actually like it glued, so I think it adds to the excitement. And then you don't, if you don't want to do the ribbon, you don't have to. You can always close it up with a clothespin too. So there we go. I'm just going to pinch that closed. There we go. There is our box. All right, let's find our ribbon. Let's hope I didn't lose that second one that I stamped. And I'm going to tie the ribbon on just so this one doesn't get away. So I'm just wrapping it around and we're just going to tie it. And we're going to have to manipulate the ribbon a little bit just so that the spider side shows on the outside. Our stamped side, we went to all that trouble to make sure that our spiders were on the outside. We want to just make sure that they're going to be showing on the outside. So just tie your bow, and then if you need to do any kind of manipulation, any kind of twists and turns, you can do that. Just make sure your spiders all show, okay? And I will tell you, this bow is pretty close to perfect for me, but it took me probably about 20 minutes to fuss with that. We are not going to go for perfection here, but that doesn't look horrible. But I'm going to leave it with nice long tails, and I'm just going to trim it just like that. Isn't that cute? I love that spider ribbon. So cute. All right, let's get to the decorations. All right, let me get my scissors out of the way to clean up a little bit. Good grief. All right, now I told you I already did a little bit of the die cutting. I've already cut that label with the dies I showed you before. We already have our spider. So let's get to the rest of our stamping. So let's start with our greeting. I'm going to pull out that gorgeous grape ink again, and I'm using the Happy Haunting from the Celebration Tidings, and I'm going to stamp it off to the left. We are going to kind of banner the end a little bit, but the rest of it's going to get tucked under the pumpkins, so I'm not too worried about that. All right, that is all for our gorgeous grape ink. I have Granny Apple Green. I have a little scrap of Granny Apple Green cardstock here. We're going to stamp our leaf, our pumpkin leaf on here. This is from our Harvest Hello stamp set. And that's it with the Granny Apple Green. We have a lot of ink pads here. We got a lot out. All right, I'm pulling in my Mango Melody for our pumpkin. And again, we're going tone on tone. So let me move some of this out of the way. So I have a scrap of Mango Melody cardstock here. I'm going to stamp our pumpkin on there. Perfect. And I'm going to leave this open. We're going to do a little bit of sponging in just a minute. And I think, yeah, let's go to that. Let's do that. Let's punch our pumpkin out with our apple builder punch. Fits perfectly in there. Okay. And then, as long as we have it, I have this scrap of black. I'm going to punch a stem out. I want a black stem for my pumpkin. All right. And let's bring in our Mango Melody again. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sponge dauber and I'm going to go around the outside and just darken the outside a little bit. That's going to give me a nice bright center on my pumpkin. And it's going to really just make it come to life a little more. So there we go. A little bit darker on this side, I think. Perfect. Right, close up my Mango Melody. And we're going to bring in our black. This is the black Memento. And I have the little jack-o'-lantern face on here. And we're going to stamp him just right in the center of our pumpkin. Now, the stamp set is a little sketchy. It's not completely filled in, but I want it completely filled in. So I'm actually going to take my dark black Stampin' Blend, and I'm just going to kind of go over that because I just want a solid black face on my jack-o'-lantern. Okay. This only takes a minute. Of course, this isn't another optional step that you could do. All right, so that is done. Love that. So let's put our pumpkin pieces off to the side. And we have one more thing to stamp. We have our little spider web banner that we're going to put on here. I guess a banner is what you want to call it. I'm not sure. So I have my Versamark ink. We're going to heat emboss it. So I'm actually going to stamp this twice. And I'm just lining that spider web up right in the middle. Stamp that down on my label. You could always stamp these and then die cut. But with the photopolymer stamp, I think it's okay to do it this way. All right, we're going to put our Versamark aside. And I'm going to pull in my white embossing powder. And we're going to sprinkle that onto our little tag piece here, our banner piece. There we go. And I I didn't use my embossing buddy, but I don't really mind if there's some extra little white bits on here. I think that just adds to the little spookiness of it. But if it bothers you, then you can absolutely brush it off, or make sure you use your embossing buddy. Close your embossing powder before you start heat embossing, so you don't end up with a volcano. Now I'm going to let my heat tool heat up for just a second, and then we're going to melt this, and it will become nice bright white on our black. You just want to take your heat tool, and once it starts to become white and glossy, then it's all heated up. So you can see it changing. Just don't burn your fingers, it gets very hot. I love embossing, it's probably one of my absolute favorite techniques. Move it this way. Alright, that looks pretty good. Nice and spooky. Alright, we're going to set this aside. I don't want to touch that while it's wet. So let's get to the rest of our building here. Okay, embossing powder all over my desk. I'm going to quickly fussy cut the leaf. Now the Apple Builder Punch does come with a leaf, but that is an apple leaf. Since we have a pumpkin, we're going to have to just fussy cut our pumpkin leaf, but it is not hard to cut. And I'm not going to get too fussy with the stem because that's going to be hidden. All right, we have all of our pieces. Let's start assembling. I'm going to use my Tombow liquid glue to start assembling. I'm just going to put a little dot of glue for my stem. For my pumpkin, make sure when you put your stem on, you put it with the fatter side on the pumpkin. And then we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the stem of our leaf and just tuck that in the back here. Perfect. We'll let that dry for a minute. Set it off to the side. Let it dry. All right, I'm going to bring in my, I don't remember what this is called, banners, pick-a-punch or something. I hesitated getting this at first because I was like, I can cut banners. I don't need it. But this thing has not left my desk since I got it. It is fantastic. So I'm going to stick it in the little banner side. It's going to cut the little banner. I'm just checking the back, making sure it's nice and straight in the back. And then I'm going to punch it. And you have a perfect banner. Love it. It will never leave my desk now. All right, let's get to assembling this thing now. So I have some black dimensionals. So all your Halloween projects, you definitely want to use black dimensionals. And I'm going to stick on my greeting. It's going to hang off the left a little bit, and it's going to fit perfectly in that space between our spider webs. And I don't think I set up, but this is about 3.5 by 1 inch, my white piece, and I don't think I mentioned that. All right, let's put another dimensional right here. Hold that up. Another black dimensional here for our pumpkin. And then I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue right here just to hold our pumpkin nice and flat. That's going to go right here. You want it close to the greeting, but not quite covering up the greeting. And then I'm just going to put a little dot of glue here. I think my pumpkin's a little higher on this one, but that's okay. We're going to put our spider right here. So cute, isn't it? So cute. I love it. Let's see that. Okay, now final thing, we just need to stick our banner to our box. So I'm just going to grab some more dimensionals here, some more black dimensionals, just 4, 1 on each side of the ribbon. Peel off those backings, and then we're just going to stick this on just like that. So cute. I love it. What do you guys think? So there's a little Oreo treat in here. So we have a little package of Oreos in our box here. Such a cute little fun treat. This would be great for teacher gifts or coworker gifts or really anything. That's such a fun little treat. Little milk carton box filled with Oreos. So that is my project today. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure that if you need to order any supplies, make sure you head to my online store. Use this host code. Remember, it is Blendtober. I'm giving away Stampin' Blends for every $50 you purchase. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Please share it on Facebook. It helps me reach more people and grow my business, and I really appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next week, next Wednesday at 3 p.m. for another project. Until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.